Hi, 10th graders. This is Miss Dapp. I'm creating a little video to help you with the task that you will do today in order to receive credit for Friday. It's an asynchronous day. We are still working on A1 right here. And remember that we've done some exploratory research already where you named kind of a niche market sector underneath the health and wellness industry, a little bit of a smaller market, and you are finding some data already, hopefully, by doing secondary research out there on the internet to learn about the potential user of this health and wellness product that you are coming up with in order to design a healthier world. So what we do in A1 is we do this research in order to create a problem essay. We've gone over the things that you're going to want to be able to talk to in this essay. Things like data that shows this is actually a problem, explain who the problem is for, that's going to be your consumer market. What is the cause of the problem? We're going to justify why there's a solution needed for the problem, the implications of the problem, what effect the problem's having, and why we should solve the problem. Again, you've already done some market research that was secondary. And by that, I mean you've gone online and you've found a little bit of information that will be used in that problem essay. But now we're going to do some primary research where you create the questions or the research plan in order to find information firsthand. So you're asking people answers to your questions. And there's a few ways to do this that I think are easy for the project we have at hand. And one way is to do a focus group, and another way is to do a survey. Today's task is for you to create a survey that you could potentially use in order to yield some information that would help you with the design of this solution for a certain market. So, I don't explain this very well, but I will try again. Perhaps that you have come up with a certain niche user that has a problem that is extraordinary or not very diverse. Not a lot of people out there, and not a lot of your friends have it. Maybe just somebody that you're related to, or you've heard of something, and that's what you've decided to do. That is just fine. You can certainly design a product for a very specific, that's a good way to put it, a very specific market. However, it's a little harder for you probably to send out an email and find or make sure that you're tapping into people that have an opinion about that very specific need. So, regardless of whether, again, you're designing something that's for a group of people that you're going to have to do a focus group for or some interviews instead of a general survey like this, it's okay. You're just going to design a survey and pretend that we can get it to the right people, the people that potentially need your solution. Okay. I would like you to first watch this little video on asking good survey questions. It goes over some of the question strategies that you're going to use. You need to come up with between 5 and 10 survey questions today. All right. We've talked about how that is the sweet spot. Less than 5, you potentially won't get enough information. But if you make more than 10 questions, you're going to bore those people who are taking your survey, and potentially they won't do your survey because it is too lengthy. So between 5 and 10 questions is the sweet spot. And you want to use each of the 5 survey question strategies that I have listed below in order to create this group of 5 to 10 questions. Now, you are not going to distribute your survey today. We are going to look at these together in the next class. Today, you are just creating the questions. It can be on a Word doc, it can be on a Google Doc, but whatever you do it on, you're going to upload to ManageBack by 11:55 tonight. I'm going to show you the 5 different kinds of questions that you might use. And the first one is a structured question, where you have a question and you have a given set of answers, and you want to select you want uh, the person who's taking your survey to select one of those answers in particular. So for instance, which subject do you enjoy most at school? And they will pick out one of these, and that would give you a little bit of information if you were designing some program, curriculum specific program about what subject these students enjoy the most. All right, let me scroll down, maybe. Okay, next we have a rating question. Okay, a rating question, let me change this. A rating question asks respondents to explain how they feel about something, and they compare it to other items in a list. So please describe how you feel about the homecoming prep rally. Unsatisfied, somewhat, satisfied, very satisfied, and extremely satisfied. So we're looking for opinions oftentimes about how people feel on a rating scale about something in particular. We also have a ranking question where you give people a certain set of answers that they can choose from, and you have them rank them in order. This also gives you an idea about how people feel about certain products or what have you, and you can certainly set that up. If you are dealing with somebody, for instance, that has used some different kinds of products for anxiety, you could put these up here and ask if they have experience with these products. If yes, please rank them. If no, which would you prefer? And rank them like this. You also have a non-structured question that you're going to create. And this one says, what do you like best about Science Buddy's Classroom Scientist program? So this leaves your person who's taking the survey open to writing absolutely what their opinion is about something. You want to make sure that you don't ask for a paragraph because people aren't going to give you that much information. And you're clear and specific enough that they give you the kind of information that you're looking for. The nice thing about an open-ended question like this is that you might get ideas back from people that you haven't even thought of. So we also have a partially structured question. So in a partially structured question, you've given a few answers, but you've left it open so that if none of those answers fit, a person can submit their own answer. And that's a nice way to guide them or at least let them know what options are as well. All right. So make sure that you are clear about your questions, that you keep them short and concise, and you only ask one question at a time. We don't like the double-barreled question. Here's an example. How have teachers and students at your school responded? Well, it's difficult for people to understand that because you're asking about teachers and students at the same time. It's much better because teachers and students might have responded differently if you break that up into two questions. All right, I have a few more hints here about how to create great questions. Now, I want to go over what you are looking for. Again, we're looking for the answers to develop this problem statement. We're looking for data that tells us about who this audience or this target market is, about what their opinions and their issues are with the problem, why they think a solution is needed, perhaps what their preferences about solutions are, and what effect this problem is having for them. This is all very valuable information, especially if you're able to get this survey into the hands of somebody that really has this problem. Just because you're asking for people's opinions out there, that doesn't make it unworthy information. It's very different if it's the person that is setting up this survey. If it's your opinion, that's very biased. But if you're getting this from people out there who are actually dealing with the issues, that is credible, worthwhile data, and you need to have it. So create these 5 to 10 questions to give you valuable information about this problem and it will help you set up your problem essay and design a really great solution for a healthier world. That's what you're doing today. Make sure you upload it to ManageBack before 11:55 p.m. Again, what are you doing? You can certainly look over where I have put this. Hopefully, I think it's a PFL. Yes, it is a PFL. I'm looking at Abigail's right here. It says H&W A1 survey. If you click on that, it's going to take you to a list of what's required and also give you those sample of question strategies. You can certainly use this PFL H&W A1 survey on your notebook, but as we know, you have to upload it to ManageBack. Notebook eats homework oftentimes. So what I would do is I'd make a copy of this and maybe put it on a Google document, or I can quickly save it as a PDF and upload it to Notebook and not lose my work because I know I'm going to need some of these ideas for my whole unit that I'm doing. So that's what I would do. I hope you have a great weekend. Again, make sure you upload this to ManageBack by 11:55. Bye guys. See you next week.